I need somebody to do me a favor and explain to me what the hell is going on over at Twitch. In a seemingly unsurprising turn of events, it appears that Twitch has banned implied nudity, a meta that I've personally seen spreading on the website for the past couple of weeks now. In an article by Christina Alexander, Twitch is banning implied nudity in latest update to sexual content guidelines. Twitch has released the latest update to its sexual content guidelines banning implied nudity, effective immediately. The fact that we're having conversations like this involving a platform that was originally just strictly people playing video games is just really funny. There's no moral standing I'm trying to take on this. It's just really funny that things have gotten so irreparably out of hand that we are now having conversations about gaming websites having to ban implied nudity. The article continues, the streaming platform updated its attire policy Wednesday following a meta in which streamers covered themselves with black censor bars. They covered themselves. Like it's like some classic cartoon, like it's drawn together or something, among other items, or position their camera frames to give viewers the impression that they were partially or fully naked. Now, for those of you uninitiated and maybe don't visit Twitch, maybe don't watch Twitch, besides maybe commentary videos that are talking about the situation, my initial foray into being a content creator was on the Twitch platform. I have a lot of love for Twitch, at the very least its community. The company itself, I think has a lot of stuff they need to figure out, and I worry that they're a little too hands-off and a little too unaware of their own culture. The artistic nudity stuff that we had going around, where people were full framing just the biggest dick. Anyway, they were full framing some very sensitive anatomical parts and drawing them full frame while effectively doing a just chatting stream. It boggles the mind that Twitch, in applying an artistic nudity clause within their rules, couldn't imagine that we were going to end up here. And it looks like they've come after implied nudity as well. The other thing that a lot of people were concerned about is, while maybe we could allow these people to do artistic nudity or implied nudity with this meta with censor bars or like conveniently cut off camera lines, maybe we could put them in a category that couldn't appear on the homepage. But the ultimate issue with that was, if you went to an art category, if you went to a just chatting category, mind you, two of the biggest categories on the platform, within 3 clicks you were going to be met with this content. So it was clear that it was not good enough subcompartmentalization to get it off of the actual front page effectively. And I understand there are some people that maybe want there to be a category in of itself, a special category where people can do this, but it's weird to me that people want there to just basically be, you have your GTA, you have your Apex Legends, you have your Fortnite, and then you have just porn. Just now, granted, I'm not necessarily saying that what these people were doing was porn, but it was a situation close enough to sort of just violently grind against the original intention of the website as of itself. Website doesn't have to stay the same forever, but it's really surprising that this is immediately where we went, right? I think if we had the ability, if every company were to sit down and look at what sort of content they could implement to increase engagement, just the internet is already so much porn, so like just add that to your website. How do we make Facebook better? Allow porn. How do we make Instagram better? Front page the porn. Like, of course this is the avenue, but I think it's important to hold the root, the identity behind a website, hold it close enough that you can foster it into being the identity of your website. Twitch, if you want to make a website akin to OnlyFans, or you want to make a website associative with this, you can call it something powered by Twitch. You can make your own website if you want. You can support this sort of content creation. But by fusing these two violently incompatible, we're talking about video games, man. We're talking about video games, and I get it. There's content like that, and hell, make a website where you're allowed to do that. But when you're rewriting the book on what your website is going to be on such a fundamental degree, of course people are going to be upset. Of course, content creators who have dedicated their lives to this sort of format are going to be really brokenhearted when they feel like they have to make this sort of content, when they feel like the only way to succeed on this website is by completely rewriting the book of the sort of things that they want to depict themselves as and dive into this sort of sexualized meta. The article continues. The new update to Twitch's attire policy reads as follows, quote, "We don't permit streamers to be fully or partially nude, including exposing nor do we permit streamers to imply or suggest that they are fully or partially nude, including but not limited to covering breasts or genital objects or censor bars. We do not permit the visible outline of genital even when covered. Broadcasting nude or partially nude minors is always prohibited, regardless of context. It's a really, 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 really messed up thing that we have to outline there. I do wonder if there was any of that, but I'm not aware of it. And to be fair, I'm kind of glad that I'm not aware of it, but that is concerning, right? Because ultimately, if it is implied, I don't know the legislation on that sort of stuff, but I hate that that has to be included at the end. That's really, really, really unfortunate. Streamers who present themselves as women need to cover their nipples and be careful not to expose their underbusts. However, there are no restrictions on cleavage as long as these coverage requirements are met and it is clear that the streamer is wearing clothes. The company pulled a 180 on their policy shortly afterwards because of explicit images created by AI prohibiting realistic or fictional nudity in all contexts save for mature rated games. That was regarding the artistic nudity stuff that we were seeing beforehand. Ultimately, I think Twitch has a culture. Twitch has an identity and it has evolved over the years. And I think there's nothing fundamentally wrong with squashing out a lot of this stuff that ends up sort of emerging on the top. There was a lot of gambling going on Twitch, and Twitch said this is a gaming oriented thing. This is a chatting. This is, sort of the place where you go to stream your hobbies, right? And I think by participating in gambling and showing this sort of content to very, very underage audiences could just ultimately serve to be not a good outlet, not be a conversation had by people done in good enough faith that it would make a majority of parents feel comfortable with this. But I also have to wonder, who's letting their kids mindlessly browse Twitch? If I was still a kid and my folks knew I was on a live streaming website, a cam website, I don't care if it was video games. If they would have walked past half the streamers that I watched, my friends, hell, if they had walked past my live stream if I was a child, they would have turned that crap off. They would have been like, there's no way on earth that I'm going to allow you to watch this. Ever. Especially if you're directly communicating with adults, it baffles the mind. I think it comes down to a lot of parents needing to sort of better police what sort of content their kids are looking at, especially if they're going to have issues with them running into this sort of content in the future. So it's like a two-fronted issue, right? There are the adults that want to engage with Twitch as a platform that allows them to sort of see their favorite people, do their favorite hobbies, interact with them, and just be a great place to talk about games, talk about art, talk about Legos, talk about whatever you want to. And a website made specifically for stimulation, titillation, and all sorts of stuff like that. If you're a Twitch streamer, I was a Twitch streamer. I keep saying was. I feel like as of the past while, because of that stupid Bethesda video doing well, I've been telling everybody that I was a Twitch streamer. I am a Twitch streamer. As somebody who is a Twitch streamer, I can speak to how difficult it is to get any kind of discoverability on that platform. You'll have people come and go, but ultimately the only way that they're going to find you is the dice rolling of ending up on the front page. But ultimately, even ending up on the front page is not enough to really get people to check out your content. They have no idea who you are. It's near impossible to get any kind of traction. And if you feel that your favorite interaction, your favorite form of social media is live streaming and hanging out with people that you enjoy and love to be around, it's disheartening when you see fellow content creators engage in these sort of scandalous metas, because then either you feel like you need to participate, because otherwise you're still never going to get found. And I empathize with those content creators engaging in the meta themselves. They just want a community. They want to be given a chance. They want to create something. And when it feeds and when it works and it's something that ultimately gets them viewership and subscriptions and it gets them more attention, regardless of the ban, regardless of anything, it's just a win-win-win. Why wouldn't you? When Twitch is so afraid to unilaterally punish users for engaging with this sort of content and behavior, ultimately leading to, I mean, what was that one person? There was a person who was engaging fully, they were off camera, but it was, what I mean? That was happening. They got banned for a very short period of time. I think it was like a 2-week ban. After all the articles, after all the conversational stuff, they got insane followings. So I can't necessarily blame people for doing what works. And if the meta is partial nudity, if the meta is artistic nudity, whatever it is, you're going to get a lot of people who are going to come in and give you a chance. I think it comes down to Twitch not having good discoverability. It has never had good discoverability, and people getting desperate from that fact. Twitch has tried making a lot of policy changes, whether it be their stories system, whether it be a TikTokification version of Twitch where you can sort of interact very briefly. I don't think that ever made it out. I don't think I've actually seen like a Twitch TikTok, and I think that's for the best, because if you go on TikTok Live, you'll see that the majority of people are looking for immediate engagement, and maybe we could talk about this in a later video, making fun of people's physical disabilities, and that really being the draw. There's a real like clown-like behavior. And I don't even mean it in the sense that like the people engaging or creating these content are all clowns. I legitimately mean there is almost like an entertain me stream boy. There's an entertain me, weirdo. There's an entertain me sort of aspect behind live streaming on TikTok that I think would probably be better served not on Twitch. So maybe not a solution like that, but they don't have good discoverability. So it doesn't surprise me that we're seeing these young women, these young individuals sort of seeking out their claim to fame by any means possible. Playing the meta has always been a part of Twitch culture. Whatever the meta is, everybody does it in order to maybe get seen for 5 seconds by somebody who could maybe resonate with that person. I love Twitch. Twitch is like the greatest place I have ever been. I enjoy YouTube for all the things that YouTube is, but YouTube can certainly be a bit more toxic. I mean, if it's not a big streamer, you'd be surprised. You find some of the most genuine, real. If you yourself come off as genuine and real and you police your streams well, you can build a community of people like the community that I have that are just filled with some of the sweetest, nicest, kindest, realest, most authentic individuals in the entire world that will worry about you, that'll have your back. And that's why it really does bum me out that there's sort of like this dilution effect going on where we have a lot of people that are doing, implied nudity, that are doing these things. And I understand why they do it, but it does serve to ultimately dilute the culture of Twitch and encouraging people who maybe would have never engaged with Twitch to come over and be part of that pool. If you're on Twitch, you probably to some degree do know or enjoy video games, so it's just naturally going to lead to a culture shift. And yeah, cultures change, things shift, that's fine, I get it, I empathize, whatever, but it is disappointing. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. The recent change in Twitch culture, the fact that these guidelines need to be made is disappointing, because it is all indicative of a Twitch that does not take care of its affiliates and partners well enough to allow them the chance to grow. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I have filmed 4 videos today, which is wild, and I've had so much fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. What do you think about this recent Twitch change? Do you feel like Twitch should be allowed to evolve into a much more encompassing, broad platform that just covers live streams? It doesn't matter what you're doing on the platform, it is just live streams. Or do you feel like staying a focused and categorically gaming-based or hobby-based platform is ultimately what is going to help them grow and continue to be a focused and successful website? Let me know down in the comments below. If you liked the video, please consider liking it. If you disliked it, consider disliking. If you want to see more, consider subscribing to the channel. I would super appreciate it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope I'll catch you on the next one. And remember, stay golden.